Welcome to Coffee with Us, the FlightHub travel podcast that feels like two best friends sharing stories over a steaming cup. We're talking about our favorite travel trips, sharing travel tips, and picking up clever hacks from people who have traveled all around the world. So please grab a cup and join in on the conversation. Today's episode is a little bit different because we're going to be diving into something that most travelers tend to overlook: skincare while on the road. Whether you're flying long haul, dealing with dry cabin air, or just trying to keep a skincare routine out of your suitcase, your skin definitely feels it. To help us break this all down, I'm joined by a true expert, the second generation of Vivier Pharma, a skincare company known for its medical-grade skincare products backed by science and results. Please welcome Steve Vivier. Thank you for being here, Steve.
Thank you for having me. I'm truly honored to be here and share a nice conversation today.
Yes, I'm actually excited. I think I'm going to learn a lot from you today.
I hope so.
Okay.
That's
Good.
That's what we're here for.
Before we dive into it, maybe just tell me a little bit about you, how you got into skincare. I mean, your last name's Vivier and you're from Vivier Pharma, so I see a little bit of a connection there, and just a little bit about you and the company and how that all came to be.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here, and this is exciting to get a chance to share some insight together. And so I'm second generation owner, a family affair, and my brother's my business partner, and we took over from our father. And more specifically, I'm involved on the finance operational side. I work very closely with my brother, who's involved on the sales, marketing, digital e-com, and so forth. So we're a medical grade skincare company that makes skincare solutions for dermatologists, plastic surgeons to treat the skin, to improve the skin health.
Okay.
For anti-aging, and also there's a cosmetic component to it. So we service professionals across Canada, the U.S. We have some markets in international as well.
Okay.
And we're proud Canadian company.
Okay, good. So you're the person to be speaking to today about skincare while traveling. Can you tell me a little bit about trends that you see in regards to skincare and travel? Has it stayed the same over the years? And is it even a category that Vivier Pharma looks at?
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Travel has definitely shaped and impacted skincare, just from a high level standpoint. If you look at the thresholds for what you can carry on the plane, 100 mLs, that in itself, believe it or not, has forced the skincare products and brands to really focus on what is travel friendly. At the end of the day, the idea is to keep compliance in a skincare regime as much as possible. So if you have products and formats that are not conducive to travel, it makes compliance a bit more difficult. Right. So that's one element.
Okay, well, let me interrupt you there.
Yeah,
Sorry
sure.
For a second. So I've seen a lot on TikTok, like 12-step skincare routines. And then since COVID, people travel a lot with carry-ons, like you just mentioned, with carry-ons. So are 12-step skincare routines really necessary? And if they are, how can you reduce that to travel?
Well, that's the magic, is finding the right balance between your steps and your program that make practical sense, whether you're at home. And then, of course, if you're on the road, we all know that our travel self and the dynamic and our regimes are not the same as the dynamic at home and in our usual pattern of life. So there's a gap between travel self and home self. So using a 12-step program at home, or 10 or 8, whatever the case is one thing, but the feasibility to do that on the road is generally speaking a little bit more difficult.
Right.
But then you break it down to a core. What's the core type of products that you want to use all the time and need to use all the time to maintain your foundation of your regime? And then the add-ons. Some people decide that on the road it's a little bit more difficult to do that. So I will I'll cut back on certain of the non-core, non-essentials that, if I'm gone for a week or I'm gone for 3 days, it's not going to make or break anything, but I still bring my core foundation products that are,
What are those?
So first step is always to prepare your skin. You got to start with a clean canvas. So you got to have a nice cleanser, strip the oils on the skin of the bacteria, and then you're preparing yourself to do whether it's a treatment, a serum for concentration of antioxidants, or sometimes it's skin lightening, it's skin brightening, or moisturization. So then you have your layer of your treatments, your target products.
Okay.
And then from there, you're going to want to protect your skin. That's one of the most important parts, is protecting your skin from the sun, especially when you're traveling.
Right.
Whether it's a sun destination or even not, even if it's a regular destination, for everyday use, dermatologists are always recommending sunscreen to protect ourselves from UV exposure and prevent skin cancer and so forth. So those are the core, cleanser for myself, a serum as well, and then I'll put my sunscreen on top. And then from there, if I'm going to be doing exfoliation steps or things like that, getting a little more acute or adding some retinols in, that's typically at the home sense, a home front.
I read that the sun's rays, especially at altitude, so like above the clouds, is extremely strong. So if you're at a window seat, you need sunscreen.
Absolutely. And it's the same as if you're driving in your car and you have the sun beaming in through the window.
Right, a road trip.
Exactly. And I'm sure you've all experienced it when you're driving in the car and one part of the body is exposed to the sun and you feel it getting hot and red. Yeah. It's no different in the airplane. UV exposure. Right.
So then talk to me about SPF 15, SPF 30, SPF 50. Is there a difference? How does that work?
Yes, and that's a great question that needs to be demystified, because I think there's a misconception out there, general misconception, that from SPF 30 to an SPF 50 you're almost getting double the protection. It's not the case.
Oh.
When you look at an SPF 15, the coverage, and SPF is sun protection factor, that's for the UVB. That's in UVB you can remember as burn. So that's what that factor is. Then there's the UVA, which is a deeper, longer wavelength. Getting a little technical, but that's for UVA's aging. That's what really causes the breakdown of the skin and the aging. Okay. So burn and aging. SPF, the label, from an SPF 15, you're getting 93% coverage of the UVB.
Okay.
And an SPF 15, which is not very high on a label claim, and they're not as popular because of not being as strong as a 30. SPF 30, you get 97% coverage. So from 93 to 97. And from SPF 30 to SPF 50, you get 98% coverage.
Oh.
So the minimal difference of coverage between SPF 30 and SPF 50, that's where the generality or the misconception is that you're getting that much more protection. But
that's super interesting. Yeah. Does it exist like 100% coverage?
No. You're always, and then of course the regulations are really, strict around what you can and can't say to, again, avoid confusion and misconception for the patients or clients and the consumers. So, it's you're never going to get full coverage. And the other part of the equation is the application. So, if you're not applying it well, or you're using sprays and you're spraying the body and there's wind on the beach. As you're saying this,
I picture all the moms spraying their kids from like 5 feet away.
Exactly.
Running after them down the beach.
That's right. So that's another element that's a huge factor. And the reapplication.
That's probably the biggest factor.
That's right. And reapplication is really important. So you can maintain that coverage, and especially if you're in the water and you're swimming pool, the beach. And that kind of
reapplication.
So,
we should tell my husband that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Talk about generational.
Oh, yeah.
So, our generation, compared to our parents' generation, compared to, let's say, millennials or Gen Z today, our habits are completely, not completely, but they're very different
tell
in
me
some
about
sense,
that.
especially around sunscreen.
Okay.
So sunscreen, if you look at our parents' generation and before that, they actually used like baby oil and iodine. They mixed it together. Yeah. They wanted to get that brown tan, that baked look. And that was the thing. That was the fashion. That was the trend. Very bad for your skin, by the way. You're inducing extra exposure with the oil and you're applying iodine. It's an oxidant, so that causes breakdown of the collagen. So then you go from that generation to our generation, where we're applying it based upon what our parents instilled in us, and our practices were not as consistent. And then now the younger generation, who are much more health savvy, they're much more in tune, more sensitive to the well-being, and that goes across board for the lifestyle, and alcohol sales are down with the younger generation. They're much more in tune with eating well, working out, and wellness travel is very popular amongst the younger generation. So they typically are more compliant in putting on sunscreen regularly and doing their part. So hats off to them.
Good. They're going to age better than the rest of us.
That's the name of the game, and also be safe too, right?
Right.
Skin cancer is very prevalent, and it's not fun to deal with.
No. Okay, so let's pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I travel on the plane, my skin feels so dry. Talk to me about that. Why? And what can you do to combat that on the plane? Like, do you really have to drink, 100 liters of water? What does face mist work? Like, what happens?
It's on the airplane. The humidity levels are below 20%, generally speaking. You can go as low as 10% humidity in the cabin and the pressure.
Right.
So it drops tremendously.
And I read normal, just so everybody understands, normal humidity that's comfortable is between 40 and 60%.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
So planes are 20% or lower. So that's why we feel
that's
so
why you
dry.
feel it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's always best practice. Drink some water, stay hydrated. But also from a skincare standpoint, you have some certain products like mists. Facial mists can help. Can give you some instant relief.
Okay, so they can.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
That can give you some hydration. You can use a heavier moisturizer that day or during the travel periods, like drier climates experience. If you look at the Western Canada and Alberta or the South, Texas,
and even to Vegas.
Vegas, very dry. So those types of climates that are very dry, like travel in an airplane with very low percentage of humidity, there are heavier moisturizers to be able to give you that level of barrier protection and keeping moisture into the skin without having it release. So there's two parts of hydration. There's keeping the moisture in that you have. Your skin is about 70 to 80% water at the dermis level. So when you're already working with some nice water content, you don't want that to escape.
Right.
And then there's adding moisturization. So there's two elements to hydration and moisturization that you want to tackle. So on a plane, mist yourself if you have one. You can.
Well, the TikTok trend of everybody putting on these face masks.
Yeah.
So that it's legit.
Yeah.
It's not just looking silly.
If the product is well made and it's a good product, But that's the name of the game.
Moisturizing and drinking water is a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Pee on planes then.
Yes.
So Gen Z is getting a lot of advice from TikTok. What are they getting wrong?
Well, they're heavily influenced and exposed to a lot of information, whether it's video. Most of today's video content and get ready with me and what am I using and so forth. So they're getting a lot of different angles from different content creators. Sometimes it can be an information overload, but the biggest thing that Gen Z is missing in travel is self-knowledge of their own skin. And as we get older and more experienced, we know how our skin reacts, and we the more we travel, the more we see that, okay, well, when I'm in planes, for example, this is what my skin's. When I'm going to Bali or I'm going to hot, humid regions, this is how my skin typically reacts. So the more that Gen Z can understand how their skin reacts and not just follow what's out there in videos and be influenced into generalities, that's where I think they can really benefit from really understanding how their skin reacts to those different climates and different environments in a travel experience. And then finding
the products that best suit those needs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen travel influence the skincare industry at all?
Yes. One of the main areas is revolves around skin minimalism. Yeah. So maintaining your core regime, but also not compromising on what you're trying to achieve. And some situations are different. So if somebody is trying to lighten their skin or tackle age spots, uneven skin tone, there's a certain element of there's certain products that you cannot go without. So again, it comes back to simplifying your routine and knowing that on the road and when you're traveling, your daily routine is out of whack.
Right.
You're either on vacation, or if you're on business travel, you're in and out of hotels, and your routine is disrupted. So your routine being disrupted tends to disrupt your skincare
Right.
routine. So skin minimalism is actually beneficial. So if you can pare down what you need to do and do the essentials, maintain the essentials, that will help your compliance. The other thing is the first casualty in the skincare regime when traveling is the nighttime routine. We all wake up, get ready, and we shower and put our faces on. But then we get back to the hotel at the end of the day. The compliance level, and say, do I have to do my routine and complete my steps and do that, can take a hit. So knowing that, again, it's preparing before your travel, knowing who you are when you're traveling. So if you know the type of person you are, and some people, by the way, say, I'm compliant, I'm diligent, I'm doing exactly what I do at home that I do on travel. Great, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not the case, just try self-reflect. Try to know who you are and plan accordingly.
What is the biggest gap between what travelers need and what skincare brands offer?
Well, traditionally, skincare brands are geared around what type of skin type you are, and what type of products or regimes you're going to use for your skin type, not necessarily how your skin type reacts to different climates. And of course, when you introduce the travel component, you're oftentimes moving from one climate to another, and the conditions change. So where skincare companies can potentially elevate their game is more around the educational component to it. How do their products work to adapt to your regime, to a different climate, and then the self-awareness part of it. So how the travelers can understand if their skin's reacting in a certain environment that they're not used to, because that's not what they typically experience
Right.
at home. How best to use their skincare products from that brand into their modifications in their regime.
Are there opportunities that exist for hospitality brands to integrate skincare into travel?
At a mainstream level, mainstream travel, it's a difficult proposition, or it's a difficult element to bring in.
Okay.
When you see typical hotels and the shampoos and the conditioners and some of the moisturizing creams that are in there, they look at it as a cost center, and you got hundreds of rooms, thousands of rooms in some of these facilities. So an extra $5 or $2 per bottle or per unit adds up really quickly.
Right.
On a wellness retreat or wellness travel standpoint, it's becoming more and more popular. It's from what I understand, it's still a niche market, but the wellness retreats, wellness travel, hospitality that incorporate yoga and meditation and mindful spirit, well-being.
Yeah.
They include some spa treatments and facials and so forth. They also have an element of skincare, and they can do that. They have a little bit easier time to do that, to add that in. And then it comes back to the fact that somebody who's really satisfied with their skincare regime, love their products, and they work for them to take that out of their hands, to pry that out of their hands, or say, hey, well, try this and try that. That's a challenging.
Some people don't want to. Right.
Ask. It also introduces risk for them. If I try another product, am I going to break out? So it's a delicate balance. But overall, wellness hospitality has an opportunity there. Mainstream, very difficult for them to add that element.
What's your best piece of travel advice for us?
From a skincare aspect, I would strongly recommend sunscreen compliance. Whether you're traveling or not at home, it's the number one anti-aging product. If you ask a dermatologist, what's the number one anti-aging product? They're actually going to tell you two. Number one anti-aging product is a sunscreen, and number two is a vitamin C serum. So don't compromise on protecting your skin, and especially in climates where the sun is more intense. Australia, everyone talks about Australia. The ozone is compromised, so that's just an example. at the end of the day, if the goal is to have healthy skin, and you're tying that into a healthy lifestyle, you want to prevent the signs of aging, and the sun is one of the main factors for aging the skin and showing the signs of skin. Just a little anecdote. Take a look at athletes who are outside, golfers, for example. I'm a golfer, so
you're a golfer that owns a skincare company.
it's a natural metaphor example.
Right.
But if you look at them, they're in the sun and they're outside all day, all the time. That's their office.
Yeah.
And if you look at their age versus what their skin conditions are, if you look at that closely, you'll see that they are prematurely aging. And even when they're using sunscreens, and some of them are better than others,
right?
It's just that sheer exposure, and again, how they're reapplying throughout the rounds. That's a whole other factor. But that's the importance of a sunscreen, and that's my best advice.
SPF. Protect your skin.
Exactly.
We don't want to look older than we are.
And like nice thing about it today is you have different types of sunscreens, and so there's some people prefer thicker, heavier ones, lighter ones, chemical, physical. Some prefer tinted sunscreens as well. A nice tinted sunscreens can act as a primer or a foundation. Sometimes it can replace foundations, depending on the tint factor and how it applies, but. You got many options out there.
There's your 2-for-1 again.
2-for-1. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But for women this time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's right. Got to keep it balanced.
Yeah. Are there any Vivier Pharma products designed for travel?
They predominantly are designed. All the products are designed for travel below 100 mLs, except the cleansers and the toners, which are on 150 mLs, and that's because they're higher volume usage. But from a travel standpoint, my trick is I grab some empty bottles that they sell at the pharmacies, and I just transfer in, and it's enough for me to use while I'm traveling. And then the rest of the line is below 100 mLs and very travel friendly.
Okay, you spoke a lot today about the SPF. Tell us, I'm sure Vivier Pharma has an SPF. What's the one you would recommend?
We do. We have a couple. We have 2 SPF 30s, one tinted, one non-tinted. We have an SPF 45, and I'm particularly using the SPF 30 tinted. Right. And
even tinted. Okay, so even men wear tinted SPF?
Absolutely. There's no gender specific usage for tinted. I use the SPF 30 tinted, our sheer mineral SPF 30 tinted. And it can even out your skin tone.
Okay.
Some people have an undertone of redness in their skin that can soften that as well. So it's overall, it's gender neutral.
Okay, look at that. And men, nobody would even know. You buy an SPF tinted from Vivier Pharma, and nobody would even know. You're evening out your skin tone at the same time.
Exactly.
It's time for Spill the Beans.
I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions now, okay? All right. These are just, they're fun questions, all right?
Love it.
And in terms of your travel experience, what is your travel experience? Have you had an opportunity to travel a lot?
Yes, and it comes in waves.
Okay.
Business
and pleasure?
Yes, a little bit of both.
Okay.
I've had the opportunity to do some wonderful trips, family trips, some business trips. I have one coming up in a few weeks, actually, taking our clients to Mexico.
You're taking client. Oh, I want to be a Vivier client.
We take good care of them. They take good care of us, so it's a wonderful relationship. But yes, I have had a chance to enjoy some nice parts of the world.
Favorite place?
My favorite place. I am a hot destination type of guy.
Me too. Yeah.
So. To unwind, relax. I do enjoy the Caribbean. I can't deny that. So typically anywhere that is, I'm park myself near a pool, more the pool than the beach.
Really?
I'm a more.
You're a pool guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't mind. I'll spend my time at the beach too, but and I like looking at the beach from the pool. But yeah, recharging the batteries in a nice warm destination. If I can sneak some golf in, even better.
Very good.
But
best golf course you've ever golfed?
The best golf course I've played would be Augusta. No, just kidding. That's my bucket list. That's my bucket list.
Okay.
But the best golf course I'd play, I would say one of them is Teeth of the Dog in Dominican Republic.
Dominican.
It's a monster.
Yep.
It's got a Pebble Beach feel to it. I haven't played Pebble, but from what I've seen and what experience there.
Can I tell you a story about Teeth of the Dog? Because
Yes.
I've golfed there too.
Oh, you have?
Yes,
There you go.
believe it or
So
not.
there you go. The oceanside holes.
And I don't remember what hole it was. It might have been 18 or 17. It's along a cliff.
Yes.
Do you remember? I don't
Yes.
remember. It was so long ago, but it's along a cliff. And of course, I drive my ball and it goes a little bit left towards the cliff.
Mhm.
Okay? But it's still playable. And line up, and my back is towards the ocean. And there was big waves that day, and it was right out of the movies. I go and wind up, and this huge monster wave comes, and I get absolutely
Wow.
drenched,
Yeah, nice little souvenir from Teeth of the
yeah,
Dog.
exactly.
Wow.
So thank God, I can't remember if it was the 17th or the 18th hole, but it was towards the end. I do remember that
Thank
because
God
I
it
didn't
wasn't
have
hole
to. Yeah, exactly. So
Nice.
yeah. So fun story about Teeth of the Dog. Yeah.
There you go.
Are you a planner or last minute trips?
Very good question. I'd say a planner.
I could have answered that for you, I think, and you hesitated.
I know.
Planner.
I was just trying to think. Is my wife involved? My wife's involved. Definitely a planner.
Right. Okay,
Definitely.
yeah, okay. Very good.
So yeah,
Do you like big cities or small towns?
I like small towns.
Oh, cute. Very good.
I'm a country laid back type of guy.
Do you have a favorite airline snack?
I do. Lately they've been giving these gluten-free cookies. My wife's gluten-free, but because I've been piggybacking off of her in special requests, and they're actually really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
note to self: request the gluten-free cookies.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
Sometimes they don't have them because it's special
Right,
order, but
yeah. Are you a window or aisle seat?
aisle.
Okay, that's right. You don't want the UV.
Yeah,
you don't want
exactly.
the UV rays. Yeah,
Plus,
you need the
if
SPF.
I have to get out to the bathroom, there's not.
Yeah. Oh, we went over this. Beach or pool?
Oh, that's a pool one. Yeah.
Do you do carry-on or checked luggage?
Carry on as much as I can.
Yeah.
As much as I can.
Right.
So yeah, I have a funny story on that. Coming back from Jamaica, this is years ago. I was on vacation, and I packed carry on for a week. And it's easier when you're on vacation.
And you're a guy.
And I'm a guy, exactly. And so I come back into Canada, clear customs, and I asked to do secondary and check. So they're flabbergasted. They said, "Well, this is a checkout. Why do you not have checked bags and you're gone for a week?" So I said, "Well, I'd try to carry on as much as I can." So that was actually what triggered them.
Really,
And they kind of laughed. I laughed.
Were you a single guy traveling back?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why.
I was with my family at the time.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Okay.
But I was,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
But even then, it's
so
still.
so note to self: if you're going to Jamaica, check a bag.
Exactly. Check a bag.
Check a bag. Do you like street food or fine dining?
Fine dining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a little iffy street food.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's,
You're fine dining.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Mhm.
Guided tour or self-explore?
Ooh, I would say self-explore. It depends on where, obviously. If it's a safe region,
Yeah.
I would do a self-explore.
Self-explore.
Yeah.
Are you the first on?
Or
Oh,
I
sorry.
try to hook up with some locals or friends or that know people, and I like
Yeah.
to be as much local and authentic than the touristy as if I can.
Right. Oh, good answer. Yeah, and we're not looking for a tour bus, but if you have
Yeah.
somebody that can show you the ropes, it's always nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. First on the plane or last on the plane?
First,
Yeah, okay.
type A first.
First. Gotta get
But I'm
on.
not elbows. I'm not throwing elbows or anything.
All right. Are you a souvenir collector?
No,
Okay.
not huge.
Destination you've been to with the kindest people?
Kindest people. I have to say Jamaica.
Oh, you're right.
Really? They're really nice people, nice culture.
Yeah.
Maybe I had great experience. I was fortunate things lined up to get that, but I strongly believe that it's a beautiful culture, beautiful people, very kind, very nice.
Yeah.
So I really something that sticks out to me.
That stuck out to you? Okay, so next rapid fire question is something you can't live without, but I'm going to break it down. skincare, and then non-skincare.
Something I can't live without is skincare.
Yeah.
Well, I would say my exam cleanser, because at the end of the day, I have to clean my face.
That was the first thing you said to us today.
Yeah.
Cleanser. Number one thing.
Exactly.
So
now,
that's what you
if I only had one product and
Yes.
I couldn't pack anything else, even though I love my serum and I need my serum, I crave it, but to not clean my face, I would. You can't put a serum on top of
a dirty face.
Of a dirty face.
Right. People put the
Yeah.
girls with their makeup and everything. You
Exactly.
have
Well,
to
that's
clean
it.
your face.
I don't have that problem, but that's a real thing. And the other thing too, with my exam cleanser, I shave. I use it as shaving cream, like a shaving cream. So I lather it on my face.
What, does it foam a little?
Yeah, it lathers, it foams.
Okay.
And I cut out shaving cream years ago. Simply, again, compliance. I'm a guy. I want it easy and efficient
Right.
as possible. And plus, I don't need it because when I lather up my face, I'm already washing it. So to pass my razor, I'm accomplishing two things at once. So it's multi-purpose in that sense. But
True male answer.
Yeah, it
Two in
is.
one.
Yeah, 2 in 1.
Two in one. Very good. If you can only pick one, morning routine or nighttime routine?
Both are non-negotiable for me. But if I had to pick one, I would pick the morning because you're going to start fresh and put
Right.
your fresh face first. I would if I had to pick one, it would be morning.
Morning. But coming from the skincare guy, both is very important.
Both.
Very
Yeah.
good. Okay, very good. Well, Steve, thanks so much for joining us. I learned a lot today and really appreciate it, and I think our viewers will have too. Skincare and
thank you
travel
for
with
having me.
Vivier Pharma. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
Thanks for listening to Coffee with Us, the podcast brewed by FlightHub. If you enjoyed the conversation, follow Coffee with Us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. You can also connect with us on socials and share your own travel moments. FlightHub is all about making travel more affordable and inspiring for everyone. We're glad you joined us, and we hope you'll be back for more stories, ideas, and conversations over coffee.